Hello again, my friend. And I know we normally would do the independent game thing today. However, I will be pushing that back a bit. I want to find a good day for it. I'm trying to feel out what day is the least news heavy. If you have a day you think would be best for it, please go ahead and tell me in the comments. Right now, with everything going on, there's just so much. So we're still working on getting in the groove. We're still a young channel here and just trying to get everything working together. You'll remember yesterday I reported the Helldivers news where you will in the future have to start connecting your PSN accounts or creating PSN accounts to connect if you don't have one. I found GigaBear's meme here quite amusing for this situation. For those of you who are Star Wars fans, I'm sure you remember the scene. I am altering the requirements to play Helldivers 2 on PC. Pray I don't alter them any further. Let's get into the new news surrounding this situation because it couldn't get any worse, right? Right? Well, that's what you'd think. But you'll see here an article in Niche Gamer. Helldivers 2 community manager tells PC fans upset with Sony to refund and leave. I have a nice little screenshot here. This will kill Helldivers 2 on Steam. Backpedal or you'll lose your player base. Here's the response from the community manager. I thought you were refunding and leaving. A community manager on the Helldiver 2 Discord server told off a fan upset with the recent requirements to link a PSN PlayStation Network account when playing on PC. The Discord comment was shared to Twitch streamer Pirate Software, who showed his post to his stream. And we will look at that. Here you see Master of the TDS with a very nice collection of bots who have, of course, been, once again, trying to boost the community. And Naaman's the ReTuber, you see here, shared out the clip. The fan response to the new requirement has been intense, and Helldivers 2 has received over 10,000 negative reviews on Steam since it was announced. Defenders of the move point out that PSN linking was required at first and was only removed due to technical difficulties. However, PC players have grown accustomed to not have to link a PSN account, especially due to Sony's track record with data security and content moderation. God, we are not happy with content moderation right now. Critics have also pointed out that PSN is only available in some countries, and players across the entire continent of Africa will effectively be banned due to the requirement. Popular influencers are also publicly dumping Helldivers 2 as a result of the PSN requirements, including Iron Mouse, one of the most popular English-speaking VTubers with 2 million Twitch followers. Here you see the tweet from Iron Mouse, LOL, goodbye Helldivers. Here is that clip.
Yes, it is real.
Not entirely sure.
I just pulled this directly from their Discord.
Okay.
And if we look at the roles in that, they have the role of community manager on the official Discord. That is a real message from the real community manager on the real Helldivers official Discord. The context is that a player said this will kill the Helldivers 2 on Steam, backpedal or lose your player base. And the community manager said, I thought you were refunding and leaving. That's the most tone-deaf shit I've ever seen. Who spits? That's a community manager, official community manager on their Discord. They get no quarter from me. I don't care if it was Sony. This is insane. I have never seen a company shit on their player base actively in a time like this. That's insane, dude. That's toxic as shit. Nah. Nope.
You should never treat your players like that. You should never treat any customer in any business like that. You see Grums comes out with, they didn't see this coming. Arrowhead GS community team was not prepped or just isn't competent. This community and support rep tweeted that Arrowhead is the one who wanted the PSN linking in order to more effectively ban Helldivers accounts, not Sony. The post has since been taken down. She also locked her account. And you see here at the top, Misty, hey, this isn't true due to overwhelming amount of people trying to link their accounts. The whole login process broke and people couldn't get into the game. Mandatory account linking was disabled 20 to 30 minutes after launch to let people play the game. And Cliffo, and yet people still couldn't get in. It's a process to force people into an ecosystem when they don't want to because Sony thinks it'll make people pay for their product. And Misty says no, it's to allow us to ban people. That is the sole reason. So you couldn't ban people before? That's a lie. Misty, we could, but this increases the effectiveness of what we can do. Artie, sorry for spamming you. I really appreciate the work you are doing here, Misty. But what do you mean with more effectiveness? I'm trying to be open-minded here, so no judgment in my question, just curiosity. Misty, there are certain legal requirements we have to follow to ban people. This will help us out with that. Also, dealing with support tickets all day, unfortunately, a lot of people encounter cheaters and harassment. This will hopefully help us tackle this problem. And here's the image of her locked account. To visit back on the Spitz situation, we have a little more context. Community manager is a piece of work too. Spitz says it's not like this is the first or even the 14th mainstream game to require a third-party account that takes a couple of minutes to create. But if it's a deal breaker to have to take 120 seconds out of your day to enter an email and password and then forget about it, change your Steam review and make your displeasure known on a platform where it matters. Apparently, they're saying that in the Discord, it doesn't matter. That's probably not a good thing to be telling your customers. Actually, that's definitely not a good thing to be telling your customers. But the fact of the matter is, this isn't the first game. He's right. Absolutely correct. This isn't the first game to require it. But at some point, there's a breaking point. And it's just like with cable. Everybody hated cable TV. And then satellite came out. And then everybody hated that. Now that you have to have a dozen different streaming services to watch everything you might want to watch, people are getting upset with that. People are very unhappy with having to sign into multiple things to play one game. Yes, I understand there are people out there who think it's just fine. Well, you know what? When it comes to a luxury item, it's not okay because that is a luxury. That's something that shouldn't irritate you when you try to do it. It's just the way it is. And you shouldn't have to worry about whether or not who you're giving your information to might end up leaking it because they have a terrible track record with their cybersecurity. You don't want to have to worry about if you're going to be banned off of the internet because they're terrible in terms of their censorship. Why would you want to be attached to a company, forcibly attached to a company, if you don't have to, especially when you know all that stuff about them? Now, this is going to look a little sus at first. Bear with me. Sony has now published yet another unique legal document that wants to tackle in-game harassment by detecting the emotions of players. The proposed system will allegedly use biometric info recorded in real time to figure out the current emotion of a user for auto-detecting harassment cases. The patent, dubbed Harassment Detection apparatus and method, will actively record the in-game emotional data of users to see how they behave with each other. Sony could detect when a player is harassed due to their rising heartbeat and other similar emotion changes. The publisher would use that info to take appropriate action and quell the issue without making the victim go through manual steps. I cannot even begin to start explaining how that is an issue. But just to make sure people know that it's not a pretend thing. This is the World Intellectual Property Organization. They track patents of all kinds. Here you see the office, the application number, application date was September 22nd of 2023, publication number, the publication date, April 4th of 2024, the publication kind, a bunch of numbers, the applicants, Sony Interactive Entertainment, the inventor, the priority data, and the title. Harassment detection apparatus and method. Abstract. A harassment detection apparatus includes an executing unit configured to execute a session of shared environment, an input unit configured to receive biometric data, the biometric data associated with a plurality of users participating in the executed session of the shared environment, a generating unit configured to generate, based on at least a part of the biometric data, emotion data associated with the plurality of users. The emotional data comprising a valiance value and or an arousal value associated with each of the plurality of users. A detection unit configured to detect, responsive to at least a first part of the emotional data satisfying one or more of the first set of criteria, one or more of the first users associated with at least the first part of the emotion data, and a modifying unit configured to modify responsive to the detection of one or more first users, one or more aspects of the shared environment. Well, that was a bunch of gobbledygook, wasn't it? Realistically, what it's saying is that it's going to gather your data, try to guess your emotions, compare your emotions to the emotions of the other people you're playing with, and then try to decide if you're being harassed or not, or if you're harassing somebody else, and then take care of it without anybody saying anything. I have a lot of thoughts on this matter. To be entirely blunt without going into too much, part of the problem in today's world is the fact that we baby ourselves too much, that people aren't being taught how to handle their emotions, and this is just another thing that will do exactly that. It prevents people from learning how to deal with their emotions, because for some reason at some point in the past, we all decided that's a good thing, and it's not. Nobody got anywhere ever by not knowing how to handle their emotions, negative and positive, and grow from them. But this is not even the last part of it. We have one more problem to address in this whole mess. Why was Helldivers II being sold on Steam in countries that can't even use PSN? That is my question. You can also get into trouble with Sony's TOS just for trying to find a workaround via VPN. This whole thing seems like a terrible idea. You'll see here, PSN is available in 69 countries around the world. Right now, there are roughly 190 independent countries in the world. The whole of Africa, except for South Africa, Egypt, and even European countries like Belarus don't have PSN. But OP, these are meanie states that don't have fair laws, etc., etc. The Baltics, states that are part of the European Union, are are also excluded. These people can't create accounts. If your country is not on the list, try to create an account in a supported region. But remember, Sony has the right to ban you for false credentials. You'll need a VPN and must pay in the currency of the country you choose. Do you want to know more? There's no option to link the Steam account in the first place, even in some of the countries where PSN is active. That in and of itself constitutes another issue, especially when we're dealing with things like digital data. These people who have bought the game and will now be unable to access it either because they live somewhere where they can't or because they refuse to get a PlayStation Network login are basically being unable to use property, digital or not, that they have purchased. We're heading into an interesting time where these things are going to have to get figured out. Just because it is digital data doesn't mean that it is not property. And figuring out how to manage that in a world where it doesn't have a physical representation will be interesting for sure. All that said, it's a mess, guys. It's an absolute fucking mess. I don't know if Helldivers will pull themselves out of this. I think they're committed to linking to the PSN network, especially, and that was something I meant to mention, especially with Ghost of Tsushima coming out. And Ghost of Tsushima is going to require a PSN login if you have it on PC. So you're going to have to do that in order to get all those fancy trophies and stuff, which I've never understood the point of, but I'm weird, so whatever. They're trying to link everything to themselves. It's literally just a repeat of what we've seen in the streaming world in regards to TV shows where everybody wants their own little piece of the pie. So they're trying to coalesce their own stuff around themselves and make it impossible for you to access it any other way. That way they get more of your money. And all they're doing is pissing us off and convincing us to give them less of our money. The games who choose to let us be free, let the market work, then we're going to have fun with those, and those are what we're going to go play, because this is not like streaming. There are so many games out there and so many ways to get them. We don't have to go through them. We don't have to buy their games. We can play what we want to play. And even if it looks tempting and interesting, there's another tempting and interesting game out there. You just have to look for it. It's time to stop going with the easy pickings and start actually looking for something worth our time and worth our money. But let me know if you think I'm wrong. Let me know if you think I'm right. Let me know what a good day for independent gaming is. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. Please like, comment, subscribe, and turn on the notifications. If you really liked it, you can feel free to share it around, and I will catch you later.